Hey, welcome back to the channel. So this company, I believe, can go from 28 million market cap to 1 billion market cap. So tell me your thoughts. Can it? Can't it? Why not? Why? Why not? So I'm telling you why. It probably will. Starting off with what it is, a graphite. So graphite goes into the lithium-ion battery. If you didn't know, we need a lot of it. There's heaps of graphite. So these are the mineral resources. Contain graphite in the ground. Like in 2035, I think we're going to get 8 million tons a year. So it looks like there's plenty of it to go around. So it'll come down to who can get out of the ground the cheapest. And obviously, if you think about it, you have to build the mine. And who builds a mine? People. If people live closer, it's going to be cheaper. So location. So these guys, 50 kilometers, that legend is not far from this port here. Main roads everywhere, trains everywhere, probably people live around here. Also, how do I know the Capex is cheap? Because they're around Renascor. So some of these companies here, Capex is 100 million, 200 million. Canada, they seem to be quite more expensive. Renascor, if I can just find this slide, I'll shut this one down. Capex, it's 114 million. Then they can make $83 million a year, so like a 1 year payback period. This means that it's really cheap to build, they pay that back, and that's on graphite prices at this low price, which, as I suspect will happen, you're paying $1,000 for the graphite in your Tesla, you're paying about $5,000 plus for the lithium in your Tesla. The difference is, we got a lot of graphite now, so it's cheap. Fast forward 5 years, it might not be the case. Instead of paying $1,000, you might pay triple that, so you're paying $1,000, that's quite cheap. If you have to pay $2,000, $3,000 for the graphite in your Tesla or give an EV, you're probably not going to worry too much. And it's way better than petrol because it's going to get charged by the sun if you have a house with solar panels. You know the deal. So what I'm saying, low capex, and what do they have? They have a JORC process, so this is the big upside here. I wouldn't be buying if they didn't have this thing here. So if you didn't know, sorry, jumping around. They've got a JORC resource, which is like a small mine here, 8 million tons. 9%, which, if you look at this, 9% is around the medium thing, 8 million tons. Remember, it's 8 times 9%, so it's only going to be like around here, which is not much. So the grade is decent. Size is not great, but they do have this other one, which I believe will be big as well, because guess what, it's near Renascor, and that's going to have a lot more tons at 7 to 12%. So they've actually drilled it a few times, and they've flown the helicopter with the electronic thing, with the magnet. It says, oh, we get a magnetic symbol. So fair to say, even if there's half that much there, they're going to have a lot to do, and it's in a good location near a port. So you're going to have low capex, you got heaps of the resource there, good area. It's not in Africa where they're shooting you. There has been tax on Sara Resources mine in Africa. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's true. So you pay $30 million and you get about 5 million cash. I think it's 4 something million, so you say 4 to 5 million cash. Already JORC resource, and then they have to drill more. So they're going to have to probably raise money to drill that out more. But I don't know, it could go down more. But at least you didn't buy up here on a point. It's sort of low, a 12-month low. It's not $20, so it could go down another 30%. Which I don't mind, because I'll be buying more at that stage, because if it's 20 million or 30 million, it's still a long way down from $500 million, which I believe this has a good chance of going to in the future once we hit that short supply graphite supply demand. Everyone's predicting around 2025. Yeah, so of course everyone, the CEO is always going to say, yes, massive graphite demand, so you got to make up your own mind. Is there or is there not? So looks like we're going to EVs. If you do your research, there's a bit of silicon going in the anode, but it's always going to be graphite. People scare you saying, oh, new technology, but you click on that video and it's just some crap. Most of the time, so I always look out for new technologies. I did research on silicon, and it looks like it's a fair way off. So it looks like we'll be with graphite for the fair while, in my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. So how do I see this company going? They're also doing this kaolin thing, which makes ceramics, and also has another thing of high purity alumina, which is related to the battery. They use high purity alumina to coat the battery, so the things don't react with each other and degrade the battery. So I think it was on this slide. There's going to be a big demand for high purity alumina, but that's for another video. So they do have that upside with the kaolin as well, but the graphite is why I am buying them. So no one likes graphite now, and everyone likes lithium, and all these stocks are sky high. But guess what? 2020, no one liked lithium. 2020, no one liked lithium. Let's have a look here. Look, no one loved it. Look where it was. Fast forward, they need it, high demand, up and up and up. And so that's why you wouldn't be buying lithium now, in my opinion. You'd be buying graphite, so it's so dull and boring. No one's expecting it, bud. If they have all these EVs, where's that graphite coming from? Can you answer in the comments below? Where is the graphite coming from? Where is it coming from? They need 50 kilos per EV, 20 million cars a year. It works out to be like 4 million tons by 2030. They got synthetic, they got natural. We're going half-half, basically. So where's it going to come from? It has to come from these mines, and which mine are they going to pick? So Renascor is most likely going to be one. They've already got a massive loan. So you can buy Renascor now for 400 million, whatever they are, and you'll probably do well. Or you buy it, take more risk on this company, which is what I've done. And guess what might happen down the future? Oh, government grant. Oh, drill, find big grade. Oh, offtake agreement. And that's where the money's made, in my opinion. So I see this very similar to GL1 when I bought GL1. Why? Because when I bought GL1, they were at 40 million, had a good resource. They were near some big players. They were near Pilbara Minerals, so it's like, oh, they have a big brother. They could follow Pilbara Minerals. So ITM, they have a big brother in Renascor who's nearby them. They're like 30 million market cap with a bit of cash, good resource. The only difference is GL1 lithium prices run, and they've had the offtake agreements, announcements, etc., etc. So that's it for this video. Give me some comments below on any good natural graphite stocks or any stocks within the lithium-ion battery space that you believe will do well, because that's where the shift is. It's going from petrol to EVs, meaning it's going to be more demand for certain things, like house demand increases with population. This demand increases with the switching to electric vehicles. So here's another good company, Saratogan. They're not 13 million. I think they're more about 30 million. They got 10 million cash. We'll go into them. 31 million, 10 million cash. Take in mind, these companies can go lower. They something happens in the economy, but I'll be buying more in that case, because come 2026, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe if we're going to graphite, lithium-ion batteries, and no one comes along with something that wipes out graphite, like someone has to invent something and get it scalable fast, which seems unlikely. So this company, compare it with the ITM, they got huge resource, not yet drilled, but the grade is huge. They got triple the grade of ITM. That was in Kazakhstan, so maybe there's more risk there. Also, it's not super close to ports and stuff, although I don't think it is far. So basically the mines around here, go to Europe where a lot of demand is, go to China where heaps of demand is. Yeah, so that's the risk with graphite. Like, is it just heaps of graphite around here that they just haven't bothered to look for, and they'll just dig it and then won't need the rest of our graphite? Not sure. So I haven't heard. Let me know if there's any big graphite things in China, or do we need to go around the world to get this graphite? So this one, 2 kilometers from power lines, nearest railroad 68 kilometers, bitumen 6 kilometers, so not too bad. Water supply, so it could be a good capex for this one as well. And I believe they work for pennies in Kazakhstan, so I'm not sure how they get this off the ground. They have to do a bit more drilling. Though this could be something they get into production as well, because the size is like, no, we don't want to start your small mine. It's only got 10-year mine life. We'll start this one with 50-year mine life. And if we only need 20-year mine life, that's great. Doesn't matter, because you spent the same money on building the mine anyway. So that's two companies I like. Another one is IG6. So none of these companies look too good, like with the sale price being, you get out of the ground for 500, sell it for 1,000. But when they will look good, it'll be too late to buy them because they're already going up. Because the graphite is selling for 4 times the price. Therefore, you redo the sums on the company, how much you're going to make, and therefore the share price goes 4 times price. Well, that's what I think. What do you think? Is that going to happen? Or will graphite just be more bland? Like, is it more like sand? Like there's heaps of sand around? I don't know. But remember, it's not going to get graphite out of the ground. It's also downstream. You have to make it into a spear, and then you have to coat it. So IG6 a bit more expensive than ITM. I think around 50 million, though they do have made more efforts downstream, because they got downstream in-house spheronized graphite produced at Collie, so that's why they're a bit better. Also, I like the funding. I just think these companies, like that South Australian one, they're going to get government funding. The government wants to help these companies out because it's good for Australia. So IG6, another one I like. What I'm doing is just buying a handful because you don't know which one could die. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, in my opinion. It might pay off, but they could all go well. I think all the ones in the graphite space were well. If you look back to when lithium price went up, everything just went well that had a chance of lithium. And I believe this could be the same for graphite. So IG6, ITM, SGA, and then you got Mason Graphite on the TSX. Bit harder to buy, but 25 million. They got like 15 million in cash, so it's actually pretty good. They did sell half their project to Novonix Graphite, so Novonix is going to come with the money and stuff. So that's a bit of a, I don't know. Well, sort of they're getting help, but they're giving away half the project as well. So make up your mind on that. Although they are high grade hydroelectricity, they've already done like a study. They're going to do an even bigger study. So, same again, they'll probably do well. Like, I'm not sure who's going to do the best out of all these companies, but logically, if I'm correct that we're going to lithium-ion batteries, and graphite's going to be the main food source, main feedstock, whatever, it seems logically these companies will do well. So that's just my thoughts. And not much else to say. Let me know if you see another good graphite company, or any company you like that's in the battery space, meaning it's going to be extra demand for them. Good location, good grade compared to its peers, well priced. Location, what I say, resource size, you know thing. This is a company that stands out above the rest, being one that will get into production. Because if it doesn't get into production, it will never make money, and eventually it will dwindle down. If it's going to get in production, the closer it gets to there, the more it's going to go up. And if you can pick those companies right, that's where the money's made, in my opinion. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and give me some hard thoughts back. If you think I'm stupid, let me know. Correct me where I'm wrong. Some things I might say wrong, but really I knew them. But anyway. So ITM, this one here, small. And then they got this one here, huge. So, JORC resource, quite small. They could start on that if they want to, and drill this, and look, you got Renascor. So how much is Renascor? You can buy this company for 30 million ITM. And what is the difference between them and Renascor? Maybe more drilling, more, just they've done more work. They're further along. So Renascor ASX. Market cap, I think they're like 400 million. 460 million, so that's quite a few X's. And remember, market cap doesn't mean X's on share price, because if you're raising money, your market cap's going up, but the share price not necessarily. So we could potentially be, if you buy ITM now, potentially could be, well, it could be around here. I'm suspecting to wait till 2025, so it could be around here. Dwindles down, who cares? You want to hold for 1 year anyway, get the 50% capital gains tax deduction. Well, that's what I like to do, because I like free money, that you get tax-free money. And then boom, announcement, you've already bought in like the ideal thing would to know when the announcement's coming out, be an insider. But you can buy before the insiders, and bam. And maybe you can sell on a peak if you had a full year. If you think it's peaked, it's well ahead of time. Up to you. So, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.